congratulations on tonight. What an incredible moment, from the moment that you stepped out onto the stage, into the ring, to everything that happened within that ring. But what does it feel like now to have the international championship back in your hands?
Feels right, feels very good, and just like, I can't imagine like telling my 14-year-old self, okay, so when 31, right, you're going to wrestle at Wembley Stadium, and there's going to be 50,000 people in there, and you're going to come out being inducted into the Assassin's Creed, and NCO's going to do it for you. You're going to have the sickest entrance ever, everyone's going to be out there, and they're all going to be cheering a surname. Like, oh, I don't believe you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, it's been wild, and like now that this is back, it's time to remind people what this international title was about, and it's about taking on the best challengers, putting on the best matches, and the best wrestlers are going to be doing so.
I have a million questions for you, but I'm going to open up to these lovely people and let them have at it.
Go on, open up.
Well, Brian Zell, PW Torch. Within the last year, you mentioned how important family is to you, being a husband, being a father. How did both of those things prepare you for this moment this evening?
Preparing them is just, it's been real good to have a support system, and like 2 years ago I was had to go out there, somebody brought my missus down to give me the biggest hug, and just, you know, those moments just unnerve me, it just like feels, everything just feels right now, and it felt like the right time, the right place, and just their love and support and their energy that they've given me throughout this journey, and just like, man, those two, like her kid and that girl has completely turned my life around, and I'll never be able to thank them for it, and just the motivation to just push me past that finish line was all there.
Well, massive congratulations, like you mentioned, you've come so far since, I remember those WCPW days when you were wrestling Ricochet, and now you and Ricochet are in the same organisation, which is absolutely incredible. Everyone wants to see that dream match.
I mean, look, yeah, dude, so do I. I mean, man's got to work for it though. Like, you know what I mean? There's a long list of people that he's going to have to beat before he can call out the international champion. But honestly, mate, honestly, I think it's been 8 years since that Best of Super Juniors match, and we've both gone in our separate directions. We've both done well, but like now he's under this microscope, and maybe, just maybe, I just called him out all those times just to see if he's got any bollocks, and he's showing up, right? He's showing up, so I'd like to see what he's going to be doing here at AEW. I'm excited, and I'm really, really happy for him.
He's a pretty good friend of yours?
Pretty good, I mean, he's alright, I don't mind him. He's a prick, isn't he? I love him.
I stole my question. But,
Melted it! Yeah! Oh, look at you, how you feeling? You good?
good, how are you?
Mate, I'm doing dandy. Uncle Melts is over here. What we got?
Was that your question, Dave?
Yeah, how I'm doing. Alright, thanks, Dave.
So as far as like what are your goals now for the championship? And I was going to ask, like, what did the Ricochet match, this Best of Super Juniors match, how do you feel that changed the trajectory of your career?
Excitement for the championship, just because there is like so many challenges that I could easily do, and once again this championship knows no borders. It can be defended anywhere, so I am open and I'm willing to travel wherever our partnerships lie and to test myself against the best wrestlers in the world. And about the trajectory of the Ricochet match that happened, mate, it put me under a microscope that I don't think I was ready for, because like as a 23 back then? I think I was up to it, yeah I was 23 back then, and it was the first time I was a part of like a real wrestling company, do you know what I mean? I was just grafting away at the indies, and not that like the indies aren't real companies, but there's so much to it. There's like the promotional side of things, and then when that blew up, and then I had like, it was the Marmite of pro wrestling, right? It was just like you either loved it or you hated it, and for me, it was just a case of like, this is a learning experience for me. It's to take all this on board, like all this criticism, all this love. Here's where I could have done better, here's where I could have gone worse. Taking all that on board and then learning from other people. Like the one thing I'll always say, right, is the Ricochet match done wonders for me, right? But that was just what we would do in PWG, that was what we would do in Rev Pro, and then when it was this kind of like along the lines of, I done that, and then they just went, all right, get in the ring with Shibata. And I was like, oh, got the piss out of me. And like, it's taking that match, then wrestling Shibata and taking that match, then wrestling Okada and taking that match, then wrestling Kenny and taking that match, to wrestling Takeshita and taking that match, to wrestling Danielson and taking that match, and then taking Max. I'm constantly evolving. And that beginning step, I'll never forget those days when I wrestled Ricochet and my life kind of just changed from there.
Hi Will, first of all congratulations, I'm Maurice Herrera with Lucha Libre Online.
Yeah.
And so MJF, when he was the champion, he comes over here to London and then to Mexico City. And I saw you on Twitter about X. And you're interested too to go to Mexico, so right now that you are the champion, it's possible to see you like giving the same opportunity as MJF to the Mexican luchadors?
Honestly, I've been thinking about it a lot, right? I've stayed away from Mexico just because it's a fear. I am generally like, oh God, I don't think I would last there, I'm not gonna lie. But then everybody has come back with glowing reviews. Like all of my friends that have gone over there, like Michael Oaken told me he had the best time of his life. Zach told me that it was the best time. So like it's getting to the point now. And then I saw that tweet and it was like there's only like, I think it's like Moxley, Danielson,
Pardon? And the Earthquaker.
The Earthquaker, right? There's 3 guys that have ever done Tokyo Dome, Madison Square Garden, and Arena Mexico.
Moxley, Danielson, and Earthquake? Oh, Jericho. They said Earthquake.
I
I heard Earthquake. I was like, did Earthquake too? Yeah, I heard Earthquake. You said, sorry, no, I just, yeah.
Is that right?
No, he said Jericho. Moxley, Jericho, Danielson?
No, Earthquake.
Earthquake. Oh, I did hear you. Earthquake.
Fucking like, what's your problem with Earthquake?
I know, I grew up, well, to be honest, he was like, when I was growing up, he was one of the, when I was a kid, I watched him, one of the first show I ever went to, where You Will Be With, that's a very good segue. My problem with Earthquake is when I was 8 years old, as a little boy, the first wrestling show I ever went to, it'll be the arena we go to this Wednesday in Champaign, Illinois. I get to show you the hometown where I first grew up watching wrestling as a little boy. The first wrestling show my dad ever took me to, I watched Earthquake's kill a snake, squash a snake, and so he's a bad guy, and that's why he's so. But and that was the first show I ever.
Tony, be honest with me. Do you suffer any trauma? Is there any moments where you flash back and just go, that man?
He ate snake burgers, man. It was not good. But yeah, no.
But like, yeah, it's Wembley Stadium, Tokyo Dome, Madison Square Garden, and Arena Mexico.
Yeah.
The only one I haven't done is Arena Mexico, and everyone's been saying high things about it, so I think it's time for me to pop on over.
Look at that. Let's go.
I will. Connor Devlin.
Good.
I'm not too bad, thank you. Western Examiner here. Just wanted to say your entrance, it was quite a spectacle. Assassin's Creed themed, obviously. I just wanted to know how that came together with you and even Ubisoft, if they were involved.
Yeah, so my mate Father, who's just sitting over there, right, he's the ultimate link-up artist, mate. I just put the microphone in my mouth. Bit weird. But he's the ultimate link-up man. And for Wrestle Kingdom, we was able to do like the Jack the Ripper one from Assassin's Creed Syndicate was able to link me up with Ubisoft, and it done a great number on them for social media and like promoting wise. And that wasn't like the current game that they had; it was Mirage at that time. And then it got back to Ubisoft, and they were like, "Dude, like we've got Shadows coming out, which the concept of Shadows is going to be in Japan this time around." And I spent 8 years of my life growing up in Japan. And Assassin's Creed is generally, I can't make this up, when I was growing up, when I was training, they were like, attach yourself to something that fans can attach themselves to, right? And I loved Assassin's Creed, all my friends loved Assassin's Creed, so I made it my gimmick, the Aerial Assassin. So in a weird way, it paved the way for me so that I can grow and do all this. And then when it was able to link together, it was just like the perfect scenario. So like, honestly, thank you so much Ubisoft, thank you Assassin's Creed, thanks to all the breakdancers and the gymnasts as well that were doing all the tricks for me as well, because and Mansur as well, just created one of my favourite moments of my entire life. Just, I'm a legit assassin now, man. Like, I'm actually a part of the game. So, do you know what I mean? Like, there isn't a limit to this anymore. Like, we could even do like a toy. We could actually do like an action figure of the Assassin's Creed stuff. Honestly, I'd love to be like a downloadable character as well. Like, honestly, there isn't any limits anymore with this. Maybe even my own game. Assassin's Creed.
We'll take 2 more questions for Will.
Hi, Will. Harry Stone from the Times. I think sitting in front of us, we can see one of the most authentic people in wrestling. I mean, Dynamite on Wednesday, I never thought I'd hear the word "silly bang" on a choreograph for American wrestling company. And I don't know if you want to chip it as well. How easy has it been, or how hard has it been sometimes to stay true to yourself and to be yourself on and off, in and out of the ring, and to be Will Ospreay? Because I think, what you see from us is what you get. This is what you want.
Honestly, mate, like, I can only apologise. I'm a bit annoyed sometimes. I can't turn it off. Like, it's just one of those things where I am who I am now. And like, I do have a little bit of a naughty side, but I am who I am and I can't change it. But like, yeah, man, I just wanted to, there's so much going on in our country right now that really scares me. And I am just a little bit like, oh God, I hope everyone's okay. So I just wanted to be a bit of joy. So the moment I was just thinking, I've got to clean up your mess. And I was thinking in my head, I was like, what? Like, there has to be something to this. And then I just thought of Barry Scott. And I was just like, I wonder if they'll know. And when they all said it, I was, oh mate, this UK crowd, honestly, like, next year we're obviously doing like Forbidden Door, right, in London, 2025. Is it the same day, 25th of August?
Yeah, 24th, yeah, bank holiday, yeah.
There is no reason, right, after seeing that Cardiff, we should just do a tour in the UK. Just because there is just, mate, we could easily hit Glasgow, we could do Belfast, we could do Manchester, we could do Birmingham, we could do Cardiff again, we could do London. Yes! Like, honestly, Yanks, we just showed you up. That's how you do a crowd, you know what I mean? We just done it. So like, I really want to do like, and there's no reason why we couldn't do like a big tour leading up to Forbidden Door, just because we smashed it, eh? The Brits are just great, they're the best wrestling fans, and they're just, happy boy.
Hey! One last question for Will?
That's good advice.
Can I have a tour?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
2-month tour.
How novel, it's a great idea.
Hi Will, I'm from Romford Recorder. You're lucky.
Yes, son! How are you?
I'm okay, bro. With yourself?
Mate, I'm doing well, boss. Now that you're on this session.
Explain, a local lad winning a major title in front of all your local fans. Please explain what it feels like.
So I'm going to tell you this. This is honestly, this makes me so happy. When I was 14 years old, right, and my mum got me like this wrestling ring to keep me off the streets, we then discussed about doing our own show. We were like, we're good enough. Us backyarders, we're good enough to do our own show. So my mum helped me put on like a wrestling show in this like in the Royals Youth Centre, and we were like, how are we going to get people through the door? I know, the Romford Recorder, and you guys actually publicised my first ever not professional with backyarders, but my first ever wrestling match, like ever. Like, there's photos of me in the paper and everything. There was a geezer actually that his parents didn't want him doing any more wrestling, and because he wasn't allowed to do wrestling, he weren't meant to be on the show, but we didn't tell his parents he was on the show. It was the front fucking page. So his parents were fucking fuming. Like, dude, from 14 years old to wrestling opposite of Tesco was mind-blowing now. This journey, I've wrestled opposite of Tesco, I've then wrestled in the Resistance Gallery, I've wrestled in the Electric Ballroom, I've gone over to York Hall, I went over to Japan and done a Tokyo Dome and a Sumo Arena, I've wrestled in Madison Square Garden, and now, like, I've just wrestled for the second time in my life, which is a flipping crazy sentence to say, Wembley Stadium. I'm amongst the elite, mate.
I'll make sure I get this as a back page of Romford Recorder.
Oh, good. Could put like some naughty pictures on the other side as well. Like, can't be like one of those like page 3 boys. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't 2026. Make sure you put on top of the bill, mate.
Oh, it's a long way away, but we have to see what happens. The style this man wrestles, it's very dangerous to plan with him in 2026. But
I I might get shit as well, like, do you know what I mean? You'd look at me and just be like, he's not what he used to be. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Nah, fuck it, I've got loads of the
I
time.
think you're doing very well. I think you're doing very well. Congratulations.
Thank you.